Before Brian Lilley talks about his opinion as to whether in fact we still have the Trudeau government in Ottawa, and I think we do, please not only subscribe, buy a membership. You're going to get longer debates, longer interviews, better analysis, although the 3 minutes is still going to be there and free. So Brian Lilley, I put to you that yes, Canadians voted for change. Yes, there's a new Prime Minister, same old Trudeau ministers, but also the archivist appointed by the Trudeau government said 7,000 pages have to be removed because somebody could be offended by something the RCMP said.
These are the RCMP archives, yeah.
Yes. And then also, another board said, we can't do anything and mention Sir John A. Macdonald because some people could be offended by it. It sounds to me that it's still the same woke government in Ottawa.
Okay, let me say something nice about the Carney Liberals off the top, okay? Good, and then I'll get into this.
You're not selling out, though.
No.
Okay.
No. I have resisted the idea that Mark Carney's running a conservative or progressive conservative government, which some have claimed. But just a little while ago, in the same week, he announced we're going to have significant budget cuts, 7.5% to program spending, then 10, then 15. He announced that he's going to cut red tape and regulation, and then he said he's going, they said, yes, we're going to have job cuts in the civil service because it's grown too much. Spending's up 75% under the Trudeau Liberals. The civil service grew by 38%. Population growth was only 15%. So this, it's bloated, it's got to be cut. He's doing that. That's good. But he still has all these appointees. This is the crazy policies of the Trudeau-era sticking around. I don't know that he would necessarily agree with those statements and those decisions. Yeah. But if he doesn't get rid of some of the crazy that Trudeau brought in, it's going to keep happening, and it's going to look like the same old woke government.
Well, it is still happening. You know that. I mean, you know that the archivist pulled those pages out. You know they aren't talking about Sir John Macdonald. You know that there are all these embedded Trudeau woke appointees in the government. Do you think that maybe we should take a chapter out of the American government? Every different president, 4,000 people change their jobs in Washington because the president can have people in there who agree with him or her.
I actually love that idea, and I bring back patronage. That is a word that got a bad rap, but you put people in who agree with you. You get elected to bring in a mandate.
Yes.
The people say, yes, we agree with you. You are now in charge. If you have to spend half your time fighting the bureaucrats, it's not going to work. I'm not saying change all the bureaucrats, but key decision makers should be in line with the government. Otherwise, we're not having democracy. We're having permanent government of bureaucrats.
Well, let's just talk about that. It's called machinery of government in Ottawa because in the 60s and 70s, the Liberals said, we don't want ministers interfering with matters of government, and for instance, airports. They're out of the Minister of Transportation jurisdiction. All kinds of boards and small governments have been created by Ottawa to run things so that we don't have politics involved. Should we have more politicians involved in their departments?
Yes, arm's length is a horrible idea, and I felt this for years. Paul Martin loved creating new agencies. He wanted to turn a bunch of the ministries into agencies so that they would be arm's length. Well, at that point, why have a government? Just hire bureaucrats, technocrats, and they can run everything. No, you've got to have people making decisions, and those decisions have to be enacted. So I don't care which party's in power. We need more politicians making the decisions. They're accountable.
We need to know who's accountable.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Thanks very much. A little bit more than 3 minutes. To those of you who have subscribed and donated, a heartfelt thank you. You're keeping us on the air. If you're watching and you haven't, please try to do so because 4 years ago we started this show because there needed to be independent analysis. Now more than ever, with the Online Harms Act, once that gets into law, it's been passed once by the House, there are going to be hundreds of bureaucrats censoring the news in Canada, censoring this show. We need to keep it on the air. Thanks for your support.